Gather round, folks, for an unforgettable Wild West saga that'll grip your soul with pulse-pounding action, heart-wrenching drama, and a forbidden romance that'll leave you speechless. Welcome to a tale set in the dusty plains of 1870s Nevada, where danger lurks behind every cactus and love blooms in the shadow of despair. I'm pouring my heart into this channel, but times are tough, and your support is the lifeline keeping these stories alive. If the desperate plea of a woman and a soldier's shocking, ignite your curiosity. Smash that like button now and subscribe. Your click fuels my fire and helps this story reach more Wild West lovers like you. Turn on notifications, join our growing community, and hold tight for a twist that'll rock your world by the end. Saddle up, partners, let's ride into this storm of emotion and revelation. In the blistering heat of the Nevada desert in the summer of 1875, where the sun scorched the cracked earth and tumbleweeds rolled across endless plains, Private Elias Red Callahan stood guard at Fort Redemption, a ramshackle outpost surrounded by jagged mesas and whispering winds. Elias, a wiry man in his late 20s with a weathered face, deep blue eyes shadowed by sleepless nights, and a jagged scar across his forehead from a Comanche skirmish, wore a faded Union cavalry uniform with a tattered blue coat, dusty trousers, and a Kebby hat tilted low. His Spencer carbine rested in his hands, fingers calloused from years of patrolling the lawless frontier, his heart heavy with the loss of his platoon to a bandit ambush months prior, fueling a quiet rage. The fort buzzed with tension that day, rumors of a captured outlaw woman stirring the air, the wooden stockade creaking under the strain of the desert heat. Elias was summoned to the stockade yard, where a crowd of soldiers in similar worn uniforms gathered, their boots kicking up dust, their voices a low murmur of anticipation. There, bound with rough rope, stood Marisol Raven Delgado, a striking woman in her early 30s with jet black hair tangled from weeks on the run, piercing hazel eyes blazing with defiance, and a torn buckskin dress stained with desert sand, her olive skin marked by a life of hardship. Marisol was no common thief, she was a notorious bandit queen, leading the Desert Vipers gang with a cunning hand. Her capture a prize for the fort's commander, but her spirit unbroken. Her past a mystery etched in the lines of her face. The captain barked orders, questioned her. Callahan, she might know where the gang's hiding. Elias approached, his blue eyes meeting her hazel ones, a flicker of something unspoken passing between them. The desert wind howling like a warning. Just kill me quick, she rasped, her voice raw, her body trembling from exhaustion, her skirt brushing the dirt as she sat bound. Elias hesitated, his scar throbbing, the crowd jeering, the Wild West's harsh justice looming. He lifted her skirt slightly, not to harm, but to check for weapons, and froze. Beneath the hem, carved into her thigh, was a brand, a coiled viper with the initials DV, the mark of her gang, but also a secret scar that hinted at a deeper story, a revelation that sent a shiver through him. The soldiers gasped, the captain's face darkening, the mystery of Marisol's past unfolding like a desert mirage. What did this brand mean, and how would it change Elias's life? The sun dipped low, casting long shadows, the fort's walls a silent witness, the story just beginning with a spark of intrigue and danger. The wind carried whispers of vengeance and redemption, the Wild West a crucible for their fates. Would you show mercy or justice? Drop your thoughts below. This discovery's about to explode. The night fell heavy over Fort Redemption, the desert sky a blanket of stars, the stockade yard lit by flickering torches that cast dancing shadows on the wooden walls, the air thick with the scent of sagebrush and tension. Elias Red Callahan paced outside Marisol Raven Delgado's cell, his blue eyes troubled, his cavalry coat unbuttoned as he wrestled with the shocking brand he'd seen. The coiled viper etched into flesh a puzzle that gnawed at his soul. Marisol sat on a rough bunk, her buckskin dress patched but proud, her jet black hair loose, her hazel eyes fixed on the barred window, the desert wind seeping through like a ghostly sigh. The fort's soldiers slept or drank in the mess hall, their laughter a distant echo. But Elias couldn't rest, his scar a constant reminder of his own battles, his heart stirred by her defiant spirit. He unlocked the cell door, his Spencer carbine slung over his shoulder, and stepped inside, his voice low. "Why'd they brand you?" Marisol's lips curled into a bitter smile, her accent thick with Spanish roots. "To mark me there's after they killed my brother and forced me to lead." The revelation hit Elias like a bullet, his blue eyes widening. The story of her gang's origin unfolding, orphaned by raiders. She joined the Desert Vipers to survive, rising to queen through sheer will, her secret a burden of guilt and strength. She stood, her dress swaying, revealing a brand again as she moved, the Viper a symbol of her past and her pain. Her hazel eyes searching his for judgment. Elias offered her water from his canteen, his calloused hand brushing hers, a silent act of kindness in the harsh Wild West. The torchlight glinting off the metal. "I ain't here to judge," he said, his voice steady, the desert night wrapping them in intimacy, the mystery deepening as trust began to form. Outside, a coyote howled, the sound a lonely echo, the fourth isolation amplifying their connection. What would this bond mean, and how would her secret reshape his mission? The stars burned bright, the story building with each shared breath. The Wild West a stage for redemption. Could you forgive such a past? Share below this trust is about to test them. Dawn broke over the Nevada plains, the sun painting the mesas in hues of gold and red. The Fort Redemption stockade, yard alive with the clatter of horses and the shouts of soldiers, preparing for a patrol. The desert air crisp with promise. Elias Red Callahan saddled his bay mare, his blue eyes scanning the horizon, his cavalry coat buttoned against the morning chill, his scar a stark line under his kepi hat. His mind racing with Marisol Raven Delgado's revelation. Marisol, released from her cell under his guard, walked beside him, her buckskin dress dusted with sand, her jet black hair tied back, her hazel eyes alert, the branded thigh hidden but ever present in his thoughts. The captain had ordered a search for the Desert Viper's hideout, and Elias volunteered, seeing a chance to protect Marisol and uncover her truth. The Wild West a treacherous ally. They rode out, the patrol of 6 soldiers fanning out, their uniforms a mix of blue and brown, rifles at the ready, the mesa canyons looming like silent sentinels. Marisol guided them, her knowledge of the desert terrain uncanny, pointing to hidden trails, her voice a mix of caution and command. The brand a secret map etched into her skin. Elias watched her, his heart pounding, the attraction growing as she dismounted to check tracks, her dress catching on a cactus, revealing a glimpse of the Viper mark, her hazel eyes meeting his with a flicker of vulnerability. "You're more than a bandit," he murmured, his blue eyes soft. The patrol pausing as a dust storm brewed, the Wild West fury rising. Marisol nodded. "I was their prisoner too until I fought back." The storm hit, sand blinding them. But her leadership saved the patrol, guiding them to a cave where she'd once hidden, the mystery of her resilience shining through. What would this journey reveal? And how would her secret alter their path? The cave's darkness swallowed them, the story intensifying with each gust of wind. The desert a crucible for their bond. Would you follow her lead? Comment below this adventure's heating up. Inside the cave, the storm raged outside, the wind howling through the narrow entrance, the dim light of a lantern casting eerie shadows on the rock walls, the air cool and damp with the scent of ancient earth. Elias Red Callahan stood guard, his Spencer carbine ready, his blue eyes scanning the darkness, his cavalry coat dusted with sand, his scar a faint glow in the lantern light, his mind on Marisol Raven Delgado. Marisol knelt by a crevice, her buckskin dress torn at the knee, her jet black hair falling loose, her hazel eyes focused as she pulled out a hidden cash gold coins, a journal, and a faded photograph of a young boy, her brother before his death. The patrol rested, their rifles stacked, their faces weary, the Wild West's harshness etched into their features. But Elias's attention was on her, the brand on her thigh, a silent story. She moved. "This was our life," she said, her voice breaking, handing him the journal, filled with her gang's plans and her own pleas for escape. The Viper mark, a symbol of her captivity turned rebellion. Elias read, his blue eyes softening, the revelation of her forced leadership stirring his compassion. The cave a sanctuary where their bond deepened, the lantern flickering like their fragile trust. Suddenly, gunfire erupted outside. The Desert Vipers ambushing the patrol, bullets ricocheting off rocks, the Wild West's violence exploding. Marisol grabbed a hidden pistol from the cache, her hazel eyes fierce, the brand a badge of her survival as she fought beside Elias, her shots precise, her dress stained with dust and blood. The battle raged, Elias covering her, his carbine barking, the patrol rallying, the mystery of her skill a revelation that saved them. The cave a battleground of love and war. What would this fight mean for their future? And how would her secret redefine their roles? The storm subsided, the story peaking with each gunshot. The desert a witness to their courage. Would you fight for her? Tell me below this battle, the game changer. The ambush ended with the Vipers retreating. The cave silent save for the groans of wounded soldiers. The lantern's light dimming. The rock walls stained with gunpowder smoke. The ethic with the aftermath of violence. Elias Red Callahan knelt beside a fallen comrade, his blue eyes grim, his cavalry coat torn. His scar a stark reminder of his own scars, his heart pounding with adrenaline and admiration from Marisol Raven Delgado. Marisol, her buckskin dress blooded but unbowed, her jet black hair wild, her hazel eyes scanning the cave, tended to the wounded with a skill that stunned Elias, her hands steady, the branded thigh a testament to her resilience. The patrol's leader, a grizzled sergeant with a grey beard, nodded at her. "You're one of us now." His voice rough but respectful, the Wild West forging unlikely alliances. Elias pulled her aside, his blue eyes locking with hers. "You saved us, why hide that?" Marisol's voice softened. "I wanted freedom, not glory." Her hazel eyes glistening with unshed tears. The journal clutched to her chest, the Viper mark a symbol of her redemption. Their moment was interrupted by hoofbeats reinforcements. From Fort Redemption arrived, their blue uniforms a blur in the dawnlight, the desert stretching endless before them, the Wild West a canvas of hope and danger. Elias vouched for her, his scar throbbing with the weight of his decision. The sergeant agreeing to bring her back, the mystery of her past now a shared burden. The ride back was tense, Marisol riding beside Elias, her dress fluttering, her hazel eyes meeting his with gratitude, the bond solidifying under the rising sun. What would this alliance bring, and how would her secret reshape the fort? The horizon glowed, the story advancing with each hoofbeat. The deserted path to redemption. Would you trust her now? Share below this twist is wild. Back at Fort Redemption, the sun climbed high, the stockade yard buzzing with activity, the wooden walls repaired, the desert wind carrying the scent of sage and sweat, the air electric with rumors of Marisol Raven Delgado's heroics. Elias Red Callahan stood with her before the commander, his blue eyes steady, his cavalry coat patched, his scar a badge of honor, his heart swelling with pride as he defended her. Marisol, in a clean buckskin dress, her jet black hair braided, her hazel eyes proud but wary, held the journal as evidence, the branded thigh hidden but its story known, her transformation from captive to ally stunning the fort. The commander, a stern man with silver hair and a saber at his side, listened, his face hardening. The Wild West's justice a double-edged sword, but Elias's testimony swayed him, granting Marisol asylum. The soldiers jeered, their blue coats a sea of acceptance, the desert sun casting long shadows, the mystery of her past now a legend in the making. That night, under a canopy of stars, Elias and Marisol sat by a campfire, the fort lights dim behind them, their hands brushing as they shared stories, his of lost comrades, hers of lost freedom, the Viper brand a silent bond between them. The romance bloomed, her hazel eyes softening, his blue ones reflecting the fire. The Wild West a witness to their love. What would this love mean for their future? And how would her secret secure their peace? The flames danced, the story deepening with each tender glance. The desert a cradle for their hearts. Could love heal such wounds? Comment below. This fire's burning bright. Weeks passed, the Nevada desert blooming with rare rain. The Fort Redemption fields turning green. The wooden stockade a symbol of renewal. The air filled with the sound of hammers and laughter. The Wild West softening under Marisol's influence. Elias Red Callahan trained with her, his blue eyes alight with respect, his cavalry coat swapped for a lighter shirt, his scar a fading memory, his heart full as she taught him desert survival. Her buckskin dress practical, her jet black hair tied high, her hazel eyes shining with purpose. Marisol's secret skills tracking, healing, and sharpshooting transformed the fort. The branded fire mark of her strength. The journal now a guide for the soldiers. The mystery resolved into a legacy. The commander promoted Elias to sergeant, his blue eyes meeting Marisol's with pride. The desert sun a backdrop to their partnership. The Wild West a place of growth. Their love deepened, stolen kisses behind the barracks, her hazel eyes full of love, his blue ones reflecting her light. The romance a beacon in the rugged land. What would this new life bring? And how would her secret secure their legacy? The rain fell gently, the story flourishing with each drop. The desert a garden of hope. Would you build a life together? Tell me below. This growth is inspiring. A year later, the Fort Redemption ranch thrived. The desert transformed by irrigation. The wooden house a home, the air sweet with wildflowers. The Wild West a testament to their labor. Elias Red Callahan, now a respected leader in a clean blue shirt, his blue eyes warm, his scar a faint line, worked the fields with Marisol Raven Delgado, her buckskin dress replaced by a practical apron, her jet black hair loose, her hazel eyes joyful. Their children played, the branded fire story told with pride. The journal a family heirloom, the mystery a foundation for their love. The town celebrated their union, the soldiers toasting, the desert sun setting in a blaze of color. The Wild West a place of harmony. What would this family mean for the future? And how would her secret endure? The horizon glowed, the story complete with each laugh. The desert a legacy of love. Would you celebrate their triumph? Share below this ending's epic. Decades passed, the Nevada plains a tapestry of memory. The Fort Redemption ranch a landmark. The wooden house weathered but strong. The air carrying tales of Elias and Marisol. Elias Red Callahan, his blue eyes dimmed by age, his blue shirt faded, his scar a whisper of youth, sat on the porch with Marisol Raven Delgado, her buckskin dress a relic, her jet black hair gray, her hazel eyes still bright. Their children and grandchildren gathered, the branded fire symbol of resilience. The journal read aloud, the mystery a cherished legend. The desert wind sang, the Wild West a witness to their enduring love. The story a beacon for generations. What would this legacy inspire? And how would her secret live on? The stars shone, the tale eternal with each breath. The desert a cradle of history. Would you pass this story down? Comment below. This legacy's timeless. In the twilight of their lives, the Nevada desert stretched vast and silent. The Fort Redemption ranch a monument to love. The wooden house glowing under a full moon. The air thick with nostalgia. The Wild West a quiet stage. Elias Red Callahan, his blue eyes closing for the last time. His blue shirt a shroud, his scar a badge of honor, held Marisol Raven Delgado's hand. Her buckskin dress a memory, her jet black hair silver, her hazel eyes fading with peace. The branded thigh, once a mark of pain, now a symbol of triumph. The journal beside them, the mystery resolved into a life well lived. Their family wept, the desert wind carrying their love. The story ending with a whisper of eternity. What would this love inspire in you? And how would her secret echo forever? The moon hung low, the tale complete with each tear. The Wild West, a graveyard of glory. What does their love mean to you? Share below. This finale is unforgettable. Thank you, partners, for reading this emotional Wild West trail with me. Your support keeps these stories galloping. If Elias and Marisol's journey of love and redemption touched your heart, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. What would you do for such a love? Your engagement during these tough times is my strength. Let's grow this community. Check out my other Wild West epics in the cards. Share with your crew, and I'll see you for the next adventure.